Saitanaja from inspiredtorise.com, and today we have the HTC Desire 526G Plus here with us for review. And as you can see, this device, it has a glossy back finish. The camera is somewhat protruding out. 8 megapixel back camera, 2 megapixel secondary camera. The speakers are on the front, and as you can see here, we have a microphone jack, microphone hole, and this has a micro USB port. And let's just open the device to further see. The device has the custom HTC UI. As you can see, the HTC blink feed which people are used to, and highlights and other options, and you can even connect it to Google Plus for content. And this is the Google Now launcher which we have set up as the home screen widget, and the UI, the scroll, the straight away scroll which HTC phones have. The phone comes with Android 4.4.2 KitKat, and whether it would receive an update to Android 5.0 Lollipop is yet to be seen. The phone was launched in January 2015 and retails for a price of around 10,400 rupees. It has a 4.7-inch display with a 960 into 540 pixels resolution, with which translates to roughly 234 ppi. And while this is not the best in class, it is not certainly that bad, and it is barely noticeable in the real world usage. And let's just test some of the things for this device. And as we have already told you, the phone has an 8 megapixel camera. The back camera of the phone is really good, and as you can see here, this is a picture of my wall that I took with the camera. And as you can see, the details are clearly visible. These are all the posters that I have put up on my wall, and even the clock on the wall is visible, and a dream you dream alone is a dream, John Lennon's quote, everything is clearly visible. The 8 megapixel camera is really nice, and it works really good. The 2 megapixel front camera is a bit of a downer actually, because it is not that good as compared to the back camera. And the phone has a good UI for those who are used to this kind of flicking. And let's just test the music quality for the phone to get a better idea of how the phone sounds. The phone has a really clear sound, and as we have the speakers here, stereo speakers, so the sound comes really good, and it's a good experience while watching movies. Personally, I also feel that the 4.7-inch size is really good as compared to a handheld phone. The audio clarity is clear, as you have seen right now, and the device performs exceptionally well in that department. Let's just test the video quality, whether this phone, how it runs the videos. And we have a really nice song here. So even an HD video plays without lags, and the phone is really good in terms of performance, as it has a 1.7 gigahertz octa-core processor, which really puts it ahead of the competition in this price range. And it's one of the first octa-core phones to be released in the sub 10k price range bracket. The phone it weighs around 154 grams, and it's not that heavy, it's lightweight. In terms of battery life too, the phone is a really good performer, as we will show you. We had the phone on standby since 2 days, 18 hours and all of that. And today we played a bit of Real Racing 3, which is a very favorite game of ours. And even in that extensive gaming session, the phone battery just went from 65% to 50% in 2 or 3 hours, which is very good while playing a heavy game. So let's just test the game right now, so that we have a better idea of how good the phone performs in terms of gaming performance. So here we are with the Real Racing game, and let's just race our way through the game, and this would tell us how good the phone performs in terms of playing a heavy HD game. So we are here. And so the game begins. And here's one of my friend who is playing also. right now. Let's just see who wins. Pardon me for my bad gaming performance, but as you can see right now, till now there are no visible lags in the game, and the game performs really good. And even when we break heavily, there are no lags. So you can see the game performs really good. The phone performs really good in this department. So that was all for a gaming session for today, and let's just test other things for this awesome phone. And we have here, let's just test the browsing performance of this phone. So we had already had too many tabs open here, just for your consideration, so that we could show you that how well the phone performs with multiple tabs open. And here article for the day, top 5 branding lessons from the Muffler Man. So here are the different websites. The next web, it's a good website, and Mashable is one of our favorite websites. We read it. And the Geeky Way, it's run by one of our friends, Sayam Khurana. It's a very good website for programming stuff and all of the geeky things in life. So that was all for the browsing performance. And when you run apps concurrently in this phone, there is no visible sign of lag, as we already told you. It has an octa-core 1.7 GHz CPU with 1 GB of RAM, and it has a 8 GB or 16 GB internal storage option with micro SD support up to 32 GB of storage. So that makes it a really good value proposition. And keep in mind that the phone comes with HTC Blink feed and the custom HTC experience. The primary camera is really good. The display is nice. For a display resolution of 540 into 960 pixels and with a 234 pixel per inch display density, it's a good phone. And because the size is 4.7, it's not that big. In terms of design too, as you can see, this is one of the design flaws. I would guess it's more of a design flaw, as you can see, the back is a fingerprint magnet. You can see as I touch, the fingerprints are visible on the back. It is a very glossy finish, and it can even slip while it is in your hand. So that's something that needs to be taken care of. The camera does protrude out a bit, and when you have it on rest on the flat surfaces, it might become a problem because these things can be easily scratched. We would have appreciated a little bit of chrome on the buttons, but all in all, this is all for 10,400 rupees, and that makes it a really sweet deal. And the call quality was good on this phone. We tested it throughout the day, and the battery life is good. As you have seen, gaming performance, music, etc., all that matters. That is good. And whether the phone will receive the Android 5.0 upgrade, that is still to be seen. And let's just tax the phone a little bit so that we can show you how much the phone can run concurrently, how good its multitasking is. Let's just open simultaneously too many multiple apps. And the phone here, as you can see, the AnTuTu benchmark. We have the AnTuTu benchmark here, and this was one of the best performance phones on the AnTuTu benchmark. As you can see, 32,488, and the phone had a ranking. It's ranked on the 11th position, just below LG G3 and above the HTC G1. That makes it a really sweet deal for 10,400 rupees. The phone performs good with the HTC logo behind it and the HTC branding, and there was no noticeable sign of lag during heavy multitasking sessions. Battery life is good. The display is on a bit lower side, and as you can see, the display is not as full HD resolution or HD resolution as people have come to expect from this category, and you might not get the latest Android updates. But all in all, this is a phone which is worth buying for the price it retails for. The camera is good, the build quality is okay, and the sound is clear and crisp. It will last you through the day, and just for the sake of the performance, this device is worth buying just for the sake of performance. And This is a good choice rather than buying the Moto G 2014 or the Moto G. Right now at this price range, this phone has beat them all, because it's the first octa-core phone in that range, and as you can see, it's good, it's really good. And with a custom launcher and everything, you might even change the design etc if you don't like it, but it's still good. And as you all know, music, HTC has always been great in that department. The audio is always crisp, clear, everything is nice. Just the fact that maybe the phone is slippery, a bit slippery, that may put you off, and other than that, this phone is worth buying. And the secondary camera might fail you sometimes in low light conditions, but still an average user who is looking for his first budget smartphone can look to buy this phone. This is Aitan Aja from inspiredtorise.com signing off.